Hello and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 30th of June 2017. Today we are going to have a look at some pairs, and we're going to have a look at some trades that we had on last week, or this week actually, and we're going to have a look and see what else is setting up for us. So let's start with the Australian dollar, American dollar. You see on the weekly chart that price appears to be wanting to move a little bit higher. We have this major swing low here. We have a higher low here reacting on this daily demand, and price seems to be drifting higher. Currently, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that we are in the process of forming this continuation pattern, which looks pretty nice. This week will end today, and so it looks like though this is going to be nice and qualified, which is great. So ideally, we want price to kind of hold away. And maybe have a poke back into this weekly area before continuing higher, so it can move up towards this daily and eventually up to this weekly supply opposite. So I think this is a really nice potential trade just here. So let's have a quick look on the monthly. You see what's going on. You can see the price is kind of wriggling high. We have these lows that seem to be going up. We'll connect these like this. And price seems to be wriggling up nicely. This test was nice and flush with the monthly trend line as well, and price has really pulled away strongly from here, so I like that very much. So on the weekly you can see that we have the same story being told. Price left this area of daily demand, we rallied, accumulated, rallied, we had a nice accumulation here, and then price cut away. You can see I marked this off on the weekly chart, so this is a nice weekly entry. If you go to the daily chart, you can see what we're looking at. It looks like this. We had this rally, accumulation, rally, price tested this area here, and then we managed to move higher. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that we have this nice little pattern here, this child here that kind of caused the break of the whole area. So when price left this weekly area of demand, it did so just here. So this little 4-hour area of demand would be a super place to try and take a trade. And I think we're going to put that one on there. So that is 32.50. Say 607. Put it at 08. 70. 75. We'll put it in here, and we'll move this up a little like that. We'll move this up here. For the initially we'll leave this at 1-to-1, and then we'll see what happens once price gets there. But I like that very much. It's a pretty nice trade, and you can see how we're having a really nice push higher here on the weekly chart, which is great. On the euro, we have the same thing happening. The week is going to finish off with this really nice weekly push higher, which brings our focus to this accumulation just here, which is lovely. So we've marked that off on the weekly chart. So on the daily chart, we have this really nice area, pretty much the same on the daily chart. We have some micro continuation patterns are going to be clearer on the 4-hour chart. You can see we had a rally, accumulation, and then price left from here. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see where it happened, and it happened just here. So this is a really nice place here, I think. Also at the big figure, just like the Australian dollar, American dollar. So we're going to put this one on as well. So 25 at the 1:12.11. And 1:11.71. I'll put that in there. I'll move this also down here just so we have something to look at. I like that very much. I mean, look at this enormous push higher. Let's have a quick look at the monthly to see where we are. You can see we're slowly reaching these tops here, and these have been tested before. We're also kind of moving into this area here, so there's probably going to be some weekly supply up here at the top. You can see it just here. The price is almost there. We just tested it. You can see just the edge of it. We're having a bit of retracement, so I think maybe we'll have some some interest in selling when price kind of finds the liquidity necessary to drop price low, and that'll maybe bring price down here, which will be nice. Then we can have a small trade out of that. If you look a little bit high, you can also see that we have this. I have a lot going on. Let me zoom out a little. You can see that we have these major lows here. This one here. It was taken out by this up here. On the monthly, maybe we have something. On the monthly, we have kind of this here, which looks pretty interesting. It's still really far away from price. We'll have to wait a little bit for that. But that's what that looks like there. That's pretty interesting there. When price left here, it managed to stop on this level, and then we cut through. So where this area is here, we want to find maybe some daily supply so we can find a place to sell there. And if we can, we can do that. We can go over here. You can see this is where it cut away from. So you can see it's just here. So this is the area that looks pretty good. Kind of a blow. It's kind of moving around sideways like that, which I don't like, but I do like the way price cut away. So we're going to have like maybe a test up into this area and some kind of reaction. This is also just above the big figure, which is pretty nice, but that's still very far away from price. We'll leave that for the time being. But I think for the time being, we want to be looking to buy. You can see here we have this really nice pattern here, so we'll keep our eyes on that and see what happens. On the weekly chart, on the American dollar, Canadian dollar, you can see that I took a stab at this down here, which didn't work out. You can see there's a lot of trading in and around this area, and so we don't really have any fresh demand until we get all the way down here, like here, right there. And so you can expect there to be some like micro reactions to these areas just in here. Alternatively, again, we're on the weekly chart. You can see what's going on. We're in a downtrend on the weekly chart, a really strong downtrend. And the immediate area that is brought to our attention is this one just here. So we can, as a matter of fact, we can put this one on. Here, I like this one very much. Probably going to get a reaction there. So I'm going to put that in there. I like that very much. Also at the big figure, so 9.1. We're going to be selling here the 132.07. 133.47. And then we'll have a look at this target in a second. That looks fine. Yep, so if we have a look here, yeah, I mean we have, again, we'll put this on 1-to-1 for the time being, and then if we manage to come down here, then we can reduce the risk and then follow it down. We can see we have these micro, we do have a little bit of demand down here, and of course some, let me move this. This is nice, we have this down here. The price has already been down here, and so you want to be careful about buying this. We took a stab. There's also oil is actually, let's have a look at oil, see what oil is doing before we make any decisions. What's oil doing? Well, oil seems to be, well, we're moving higher. So a high oil, strong oil means strong Canadian dollar, which means weak American dollar, Canadian dollar, which explains the Kiwi, the loonie moving lower. Let me move this over so we can put it next to our CAD, like so. So you can see that this is moving high. This is on the weekly, on the daily chart. So it's moving higher. So this one should be moving lower, which it's done. So ideally, you want to see a price find some resistance, maybe up here. At the same time, the price reaches perhaps this. So we'll get Brent will be moving lower here, and this will bring the American dollar, Canadian dollar a little bit higher, maybe up into here, and we should be super. And then, of course, we can expect price to drift a little bit lower from there. Also, this area of accumulation, this weekly accumulation, also managed to hold price below this. We took out this area of demand, which is good. So there's a lot going for this area here. We have a huge push lower here as well, which really confirms that we have a lot of interest in selling this pair for the time being. We have look at the dollar yen. See, we're reacting at this here, just here. Let me redo that. So from here, like that, it's tested that the 112.86. Price is having a little bit of a breather. You can see that in the lows are moving higher, so this makes me think the price is going to continue moving higher. And we have a daily area up here, which is looking pretty nice and fresh, still untested. And so the 114.71 is an area that we want to keep an eye on. So we're just going to put a line there. We'll have a look around there, just like the bottom of this area here, and maybe see how this goes. Keep in mind that this is already traded out here, which I don't like. We're going to keep our eye on this. Maybe this is the one that we'll take and just manage it a little bit more aggressively, in contrast to something else where there's nothing else to the left. We'll have to wait and see. The dollar franc, you can see the same thing happening here as we saw on the euro. Price sold off here, accumulated, we sold, we rebalanced this, and now price is selling off. I was looking for some demand to stop it, and there isn't a whole lot. If you have a look, you've got something in here. Been tested once, the 9300 area, still very far away from price. We're about 270 pips, so that might be an interesting place to consider to buy down there. But yeah, below that we don't have anything until we get down here, which is still pretty fresh. Rather, it is fresh. Mark that off, like so. So about the 8800 area, like so. They're still untested, so we'll have to see. But you can see the price managed to move away. We moved away from this area here, which is nice. So this brings our attention to here. We also have this nice green candle that pushed away. We've got a smaller time frame and find out where price left, and you can see that it left from around here. There's maybe a shorter term trade there. Keep in mind that price has already been all over the place here, so I'd expect price to get higher lows when it leaves here and move through this and then up into this, or potentially this hourly supply here that caused price to move below this low just here. So for the time being, I think we want to be keeping our eyes on the euro and following the patterns in relation to the Swissy here. Look at the pound. We have price drifting higher, wanting to go higher. We have this almost fresh low. We're testing this weekly supply for the second time, and I'm thinking that price is probably going to go through it. Then we have this fresh supply up here, which is worth having a look at. Keep in mind again that price has already been up here previously, so price might come racing through and eventually wriggle through that and reach this level here, so the 135.40ish area. But I think if price manages to move through here, then we could certainly look to buy down here and follow it up to this opposing supply at the top. We zoom out here, you can see that we have this really nice daily pattern here, like this, like so, which is fresh and untested. Looks like we have an hourly area here. Here we have this hourly breakaway, which is also pretty interesting. 128.31. I won't trade that because it's I think it's a pretty small area, but I do like the way the price left it. So you can probably get like a nice intraday buy just in here. This managed to move through this pretty swiftly, so I think that there's definitely some clout and unfilled orders at this area just here. You can just simply see how quickly it moved higher. So this whole area has been rebalanced, and now we have this leg here and this leg here that are out of balance, and alternatively down here at the bottom we have this daily demand, which is sitting there waiting to be filled. It's almost rebalanced. I mean, this might be enough, might be sufficient, but we definitely need to refill this and this, I think, before price goes too much further. We have a look at the Kiwi. We have this daily area that is taking a beating. Let's have a look on the monthly. What's going on? It looks really strong. I wouldn't want to be selling the Kiwi anytime soon. You can see here it's just racing north. Just wipe this out here, then you actually saw what area of demand took out this supply, this daily supply. You can see we got it right here, just here. I mean, we have this other stuff here, but this is all traded, so you don't want to be buying for a price any more expensive than the lows. So no more than 71.68. But we're going to take this area of demand just down here. I think maybe around like this, and we also have an hourly level on the edge of it, so that might be a pretty nice one there. Also, because price did manage to move up and through that area. So we have this one here, and we have it's pretty messy in here. So we'll take this one. This is closest to price. If this doesn't work out, then we're going to want to look a little bit further down, see if we can ride price higher. The yen, the euro yen, we took a stab at this one here, which didn't work out. You could see again there are a few warnings. You can see that price had already been traded up to this level here. You can see it went as far back as the high of here. Let's just see where price went to. Yeah, it went right to that area plus about 20 or 30 pips. And so, I mean, it was a warning, but it was worth taking a stab at if you could manage that aggressively and get the risk out. But you can see that price actually poked up into this 4-hour supply here. Now we're having a retracement. What I do like is I really like I like this, how price kind of just left very quickly. So we have this area here, a nice potential long area. Let's see, yeah, that's correct, like so. 100 pips on the money. That might be really interesting to have a look at there. And we have managed to take out that weekly area, and this is the area. No, we don't have it. This is probably like a, oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 weeks of trading. Price kind of moving in a range, and then price finally left. And so there's a lot of muscle in and around this area. So the 124.67, I think that's a good area to have a look. And the road is cleared up until around here, the bottom of this weekly supply, just at the top here. So we'll have to see what happens there. But I'm gonna put this one in. Put it a little bit lower. So 165. Let's see if I got my risk fine. So 124.67. And 123.01. Fine. So we're going to move this one up to here, right there, like that. Beautiful. Move these out of the way. That's what we got. So this one's gone. Remove it. Testing this area here. This is really nice. We might not even come back to our. We'll probably have a test here and have a reaction at the top there, the 125.75. We'll have to see. But I'd rather take this just here. We'll have to wait and see. So that looks pretty interesting. Then we have the Aussie franc, which is looking pretty messy. There's nothing really clear. We have a breakaway level here. I can see on the daily. You can see price tested, accumulated. We cut away, and we've been back. We've already been back to this area, which I don't like. So I'm gonna pull this one off. I don't know what I was looking at that. So we're always going to move on to another pair. What else we have? Aussie yen. Yeah, the Aussie yen, we have the same thing going on here. We have that big push away. We're reacting at this huge period of accumulation, a lot of accumulation here. Yeah, very messy, but I like that in here. Also the interest rate swap support, buying this, which is good. So I think we're going to have a look at the hourly and see what that is. Look, I tried to let's take a stab at that as well. Oh, I do like the weekly level there. I'm going to take the weekly area. I like that, and I want some more protection for the stop. So we'll put that on there. Um, 84.39. $83.72. The target we'll have a look at. Boom, like that. Good. So price already been. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it. I'm going to be on the road from next week. Yeah, I'm going summer holiday next week. So on the 4th of July, we're leaving for about a month. To the US and Canada, so I won't be managing these as much as I'd like to, so I'm just going to leave them at 1-to-1 for the time being and just check in and see how things progress. But that's what we that's what we have there. What else do we have? We have the pound yen price. Yeah, we have these. I mean, prices looking to want to go higher. I really like this area at the top here to sell really big position. But price could really fall away from there. But we had a lot of trading up. That's still a bit of a blow. But we have this one up here, which is really nice and fresh. I don't like the price has been already traded up through here. So, and we go back to here. You can see that this one here, how we thought this was nice. Price actually went deeper, and so the same thing applies here. We look here. You want to find something a little bit higher up than around here. You can see how price went up to there. So if you go to, we'll put a vertical line around there, go to the 4-hour, we'll go down and see if we can find that line. If I can get back that far, then you can have a look and see what's going on there. Okay, here it is. So this is where it came to, and you can see that there's nothing fresh until this. This is fresh. And we have this up here, which I like, and this is pretty much at the edge of the area. So how big is this one? I think this is the monster, like the 420, 30 pips, 600 pips. That's really, really big. What we can do is we can box this off here because this is the lowest level at the in the bottom of this, and I really like that. We could also, I mean, take a stab at this like so. This is a lot smaller. So if we go out a little, so having a look here, we have this area which is nice and fresh and untested. I mentioned this has all been kind of tested a lot in here. But what we do have is you can see that this is still to be filled, and price is drifting higher, and so I'm really liking this area just in here. It's a 4-hour area. You can see it here, how we had this in these areas here that couldn't really get price to close above it, and then price went up, and then we broke above it. So we have this 4-hour area that I've marked off, which looks like this. This is pretty nice. You see it all happened here. This is where price managed to cut away from. So we could put it on the high, and we'll put this down a little bit so we get a bit of protection for the stop. Let's zoom out and have a look. You know, I really like that. I really like just the way that price went away. We also have this one here, which is also still pretty magnificent, but simply due to the way that price manages to cut away from here, this is really good. And so this is like the first test, and this is the second test. So I'm just going to put this one in because we are reacting at some major supply here, so we might have a bit of a deeper retracement, which will potentially bring us back down into here. Let's put that on. $142.55. 41.31. Let's move this back to around here, 1-to-1. Yeah, so I like that. That looks pretty interesting. This is also a great one, and we're likely going to get a decent reaction there. It's going to be clear on the daily, I think. You can see just in here how price cut away, which is great. Let's have a look on these here, see if we can get any clarity. You can see it there, how this day closed. We had this accumulation just before the day, and then price popped up. This is a really nice pattern, actually. You know, we're going to take a smaller position here. We'll leave that like that. That looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll test that. If that doesn't work, then we'll have another shot down here when price gets down here. Super. We've got this one here as well on the Kiwi. The Kiwi yen, how price came down. We sat in this area for a while. This has been kind of tested. There's support for a while, then just been stuck on it, and then cut through, and we took out all of these lows here. And this is the first time back, which is marvelous, which is good. So, but it is kind of catching a falling knife, or a flying knife. It's moving higher. But just for the sake of a illustration, we're going to put this on so we can analyze what happens if this trade does work out, because it's a pretty interesting situation here. This is nice. You see also how price gapped away from there. I think on the smaller time frame, price gapped away from here as well. We're going to give this one a shot. The 84.50, 85.70, 85.70. We'll leave it like that for the time being. We'll see what happens. We have that, and I think that's pretty much it. We have the same thing going on here. You see how the CAD is just racing, and the yen. This is mostly yen weakness and Canadian dollar strength, but you can see how it's just flying up. And what do? We left this pattern in its wake, so he's going to go on the weekly pattern. On the weekly one here, we're going to put this one on. I'll put the whole thing on. Again, for illustrative purposes, so you can go from here to here. I mean, it's like, yes, we're going to go 18. 84.55, 83.20, the stop, and the target we'll sort out afterwards. Yeah, we'll leave that at that. Looks pretty awesome though. You see how that price rallied, went down, accumulated, and shot up again. So this is probably going to get a reaction up here. So we'll have to see what happens. And we're going to put it just below this monthly area. Just here. Probably going to move up into this, I can see. Maybe as far up as this upper box here. So there's a lot of room for this trade to work out, which I like. And so we'll leave it at that. But that's the stuff that we have kind of cooking for the time being. I've had a meeting with the guys that are helping me develop the software, and it's come along very, very nicely. The front end is finished, like the landing page is finished, and now they're next week they're going to be incorporating the TradingView charts into the platform. But it looks pretty awesome, and I like the fact that it's all based on TradingView and it's going to run in a browser. It'll be really, really cool. But the closer we get, I'll show a demo so you guys can see it, and then yeah, so you can see what we all have to look forward to. It'll be super duper. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, but thanks for watching. Have a super weekend, and we'll catch you all next week. Thank you.